Just sign in up there and we're having that photo.
So Brian, are you ready? All right, yeah, we can get started with the service.
Okay. Cosgray, Foreman, Schaffner.
Excuse me, folks. Can you be quiet? The meeting started.
See, can I get approval of the prior minutes from April 22nd?
Foreman makes a motion to approve the minutes for April 22nd as written.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Unanimous consent approved. So do we have any visitors that want to address the service committee?
Yes, you guys do.
Well, I think they, hold on.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm just here because of the sidewalks on board. Yes, I did.
And we're, even if we waited to council, all the council members are present. So that way you can say what you guys have to say, you know, stick around for the whole.
Council meeting and service?
No, this is service meeting. Council meeting isn't until 7. We have a meeting in between, but service, it's the same thing. Yeah.
All the same people.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. All right. I don't know how many people know me. My name is Steve Walton. My husband Steve Walton. I've been following him for the last 52 years. We've been married for 52 years. And out of that 52 years, I've been on Gordon Avenue for 47 years. We've raised 3 children on Gordon Avenue. And I can speak from experience. I mean, we have to say that there is minimal car and foot traffic on that street that we call home. I am submitting, and I have got. Okay. Thank you. I have got signed petitions from all 13 homeowners on Gordon Avenue, plus property owners that adjoin Gordon Avenue, petitioning the sidewalk, reducing sidewalks. We, the homeowners, wish the town and council and administrators consider what the residents want for our neighborhood. Points and concerns that residents, homeowners have discussed are: we don't have foot traffic on our road. We live in a dead-end street. Residents currently park in front of their homes. Adding sidewalks to force residents to park on the street, limiting road space. We have small front yards. Some residents are physically unable to keep the sidewalks and financially unable to pay for upkeep of sidewalk repairs and maintenance of that sidewalk. After living on Gordon Avenue for 47 years, I have witnessed myself people entering Johnson Park by foot on Granville Street, Park Street, and Summers Choice, not Gordon Avenue. After speaking with a program representative at Ohio Public Works Commission, Nick Rose, I have been informed that the Ohio Public Works Commission grant, which we are here discussing today, can be amended with very little to no interference with the current grant. Nick Rose also informed me that it would be a simple process to submit for removal of the sidewalks from the current grant. It's not been finalized. He's told me it's not been finalized. It can be changed with no problem. All they have to do is submit that you don't want sidewalks. Nick Rose also reassured me that there is no way we would be penalized our village in future grant filing and current applications to grants. So this is not going to interfere with any other grants that Baltimore has that they want to proceed with. Nick Rose's contact information, I've got his email address, I've got his phone number. You guys want that? Should I tell you what that is, or
We have that.
you have that? Okay. So I've got his, he was very kind in stating that he would be happy to answer any questions on this matter and clarify any misunderstandings regarding this matter as well. In closing, we, the homeowners of Borden Avenue and adjoining properties at Borden Avenue, are respectfully requesting that you take heavy consideration of the long-time set of citizens of our village, and take the action necessary to amend the grant that is in question. We are in support of the pavement, we're in support of the water lines, the hydrant improvement, which I've heard there might be a hydrant at the end of the street, which I'm not sure on that one, but. And we are grateful for the village's efforts in these improvements. However, we are not in support of the addition to the sidewalks on our dead-end street. We see it as an increase to our duties as homeowners and inconvenience to those who must maintain it. Thank you, Borden Avenue. So, I mean, I've talked to a lot of different people in regard to getting this set up. I've had all kinds of trying to find out where the grant came from, who was in charge of it. The last time I talked to Nick Rose was on June 17th, and he reassured me, because I called him again to make sure that I had it all right, that this could be amended. I was told through various people, if it could be amended, the sidewalks taken off, that they would do that. If the people on the Borden Avenue did not want those. We do not want them. Like I say, I've got the street here. It's not been finalized. It has been finalized, which I've been told it has not been. That all you have to do is sign up and submit a grant saying we don't want the sidewalks and have it taken off. I mean, the grant money can be put someplace else, but not on Borden Avenue. So, if you have any questions, you can call me. You can talk to me now.
I have a question.
Okay, sure.
I believe, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I thought we had an ordinance that said that all streets have to have sidewalks.
I've heard someone has told me that, but my question to you would be, on Alt Park, where the DAF lives, there was a sidewalk put in there because they go to his home. If that's the case, why, when they tore up Monroe Street, why did they not put the sidewalks on Monroe Street? They had a water line put in, new pavement put in.
That sidewalk was paid for by Joe Daff. He was required to put that sidewalk in, as I was required to put sidewalks in,
Okay.
as many other people have been required to install sidewalks on their property, on the right of way, in order to be able to build a house. So we have made people all over town pay out of their own pockets to put sidewalks wherever there's new construction. I have made a motion in this council multiple times that we do away with that ordinance, because we keep building sidewalks from nowhere to nowhere.
Right.
And I couldn't even get a second.
Well, you guys,
So,
you gotta listen to your
You're
residents.
kind of late to the conversation about sidewalks, because this conversation about sidewalks has been had for several years. And it's really unfortunate that we're gonna make some people pay to put a sidewalk in front of their house and let other people not let us put one there for them.
Okay, let me ask
So
you-
it's a pretty bad double standard.
But let me ask you this, what in all the new homes on Cliff Street?
They are all required to put a sidewalk in, they just haven't done
What's
it yet.
that?
I understand.
How about Holder Road?
That ordinance was passed after all those were built.
Dallas was put in before Holder Road. Some of those new, there's a farm there for 30 years.
Yeah.
There's a home out there that's, I'm not sure. who
That
lives there.
one, it falls under it as well, it just hasn't been built yet.
Yeah, I mean, that hasn't had any sidewalks.
There hasn't been, the problem has been enforcement, it hasn't been that they are required to do.
Yeah, so, you know, it seems like we're making choices of who gets what. And there's a lot of sidewalks in town that really needs repaired. And there's a lot of streets that have full traffic on that need sidewalks. We don't need a sidewalk. We live on a dead end street. God forbid, who walks on a dead end street? I can tell you one person that walks down our street every day, that walks her dog to the park and goes to the bathroom and walks away. It's the only person that walks down our street. You live right on Market Street, aren't you, Williams? Okay, isn't Linda White's old house? I remember. I mean, do you see people walk down our street? No, you don't. You see them come down the street and maybe going down Monroe Street to get to the park.
Well,
They do
on Main
not.
Street there, I think we may be putting sidewalks in. We're just, that grant didn't include sidewalks.
Right, and I was told, when I wrote the petition, I was told it was, and then I found out because you told me
Yeah.
it was not, but at the time, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I was just been told what I was been told, and then you know, petition, but nobody on our street wants them. There's several people on our street that wants to put, I don't know if you know where. The host your home place, not the host your home place, but where they moved out of home place onto Gordon Avenue. Okay, they've got like, which is Gordy's home. He's got a space there in front of his home where he uses that for parking space. There's two other people that are informing me that they want to do the same thing, have a parking lot like Gordy has. I mean, who's here from Gordon Avenue? Raise your hands. I mean, these are people from Gordon Avenue that does not want these sidewalks. They're wanting to put a parking space in front of their home because they have so many cars going in and out, and they can't do that if they have sidewalks. I mean, and who's going to maintain those sidewalks? I talked to a person, it's a hearsay, okay, so what she told me. A person that did grants from the state of Ohio, which I've had all these phone calls that I made, and I asked her about these grants. And she said, I said, what happens to these sidewalks if someone walks on and they fall? Who maintains that? Well, she told me in Columbus, if a person walks down that sidewalk and it's cleared off, they can sue us. I don't want to be sued. I don't have any money for anybody to sue me. But she also told me if the sidewalk was not cleared and somebody falls, they can't sue you. So you think I'm going to go out there and start clearing that sidewalk? Ain't no way.
Legal, I don't know what the legal ramifications.
Yeah, I don't either. That's what I was told from her. She said she don't clean her sidewalks on Columbus. So I'm not going to make it acceptable for somebody to walk on my sidewalk and then somebody fall and then sue me. That's ridiculous. And nobody wants to be sued in our town because of sidewalks that you guys are making us put in, but you guys are wanting to put on a grant.
Well, we didn't want it, it was just part of the grant.
Well, it can be amended. It can be amended, you guys. I don't care.
And two, the other thing on these sidewalks, we're not asking to put the sidewalk on your property either. We're
I know.
putting it on the village.
I know it's town property, but who maintains that property? Are you gonna mow our sidewalk? Are you guys going to re-black our sidewalks?
Well, we don't.
That's the situation all the time. You're not.
Yeah.
I know. What you're saying is it's not our property. I know it's not our property.
We're not, I'm saying we're not.
But
putting
we
it
take care of it.
Everywhere is like.
But this can be amended. This does not have to be
Well,
done.
we're gonna take it under advisement and we'll talk about it. We're gonna look into it.
Code.
I don't know too, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I
What
look
you're
at
talking
your
about, first situation, there is no code on that. If there is an ordinance that requires new construction, then adds. That's the only ordinance.
When was that? What year was that? Last year?
No, that's been 5 or 6 years ago. I built mine in.
that was before me.
It's required to do it in 14.
I've talked to Brad Nicodemus, I've talked to Rick Ellis, the mayor, I've talked to Brian Bibler several times,
So
Jeremiah Up, an engineer.
that ordinance was
All
in
told
place
me
in 14.
this can be amended.
I have to say, I think that it's hard to say a case by case basis, but obviously there are places that sidewalks make sense for the safety of individuals. And then there are places where sidewalks maybe aren't so sensible, but I think it's a conversation we still have.
Yeah, we still have, yeah.
It's a dead end street. Who puts sidewalks on a dead end street that goes nowhere? And the cars that come down our street goes to the ball diamonds. And they drive there. They don't walk there.
Well, but see, when you say that, then it makes you think, are there individuals to or fro the ball games that would
No.
sidewalks?
No, they don't. They park in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And they get in the cars and then they drive off. Nobody walks down our street like I told you.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Yeah, we'll take it under advisement and we'll have more for this. And we'll let you know when we come to a decision.
I'll take a look at that grant.
Yeah, and I've been told that the fiscal year is July the 1st, so there's no money been awarded yet to this town for these sidewalks.
Well, no,
So-
we'll be bored for any grant.
Yeah, for any grant, right. So, I mean, please consider us as residents of that area. I've lived there for 47 years.
Can I ask you a question? Why didn't you come to us at first before contacting us?
She did.
I did.
Okay. She did.
I contacted Rick like March the 30th.
Okay.
She did.
And he kept saying, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government. Well, I wasn't getting any answer. Who's the government? Who's the government? Who's the grant from? Nobody could tell me anything. So I took on my own, contacted these people, found out where the grant was from, what it was for, when it was to be done.
You know, they
I did
can-
all this homework.
And it
Called
was
me.
included in the grant.
Called me.
Yeah, it was included in
What?
there.
It was included in the grant.
The sidewalks,
Yes, they were. But, you know, I was also told it could not be amended. Well, it can be amended. It can be.
I never said it could be amended. I
No,
said.
I didn't say it was you. I was
Yeah.
told by someone, other people, that it cannot be amended. It was too late. Well, it's not too late. It can be amended. I've been told this. I went to the top dogs. I know.
But they don't make the decisions in this village either.
Right, no, you're right. It has to come,
They do not.
Our
it has,
objective,
it has to come here,
what we're
and then it
trying
goes
to
from
do,
here to Rick,
and
to that,
and
the
what
high
we're
public.
trying to do, this town is in desperate need of new water lines. And so what we're trying to do is take a street, put a new water line in, pave it, add any sidewalks, curbs, or storm drains that are needed, so that we have to revisit this particular street. This street's done.
And why didn't you do Monroe
So,
Street? Why wasn't
These are
Monroe Street
conversations
done?
we've been having for years, and yes, we would also like to put sidewalks on Monroe Street. That's absolutely something we want
But
to
why
do.
wasn't it done with
So
already
to say
correct?
Because it wasn't part of the grant.
Why wasn't it part of the grant?
It was a different kind of grant.
It was a different,
We weren't allowed to.
yeah, we weren't allowed to include it.
Sometimes when you're doing grants,
You have to meet
the
the.
government will be more inclined to give you grants if you have the whole.
Some of that has to do with safety.
Yeah.
Sidewalk, providing sidewalks.
Part probably has something to do with.
So on one, we were allowed to include the grant back, on the other, we were allowed to.
And we are gonna work on getting sidewalks on Monroe Street.
Yes, it's
So
needed.
it just depends on.
But, you know, like I said, it's a dead end street, and we don't need, why can't our yard? You know,
We-
please consider us guys, that's all I'd like to say.
All right. Does anybody else from Gordon Street want to speak on this?
They all said no, but evidently, I don't know who this is.
Sure is.
Who's this? What's your name?
Gordon Moore.
I'm sorry.
Gordon Moore.
Got it.
Gordon.
I may not have signed the right paper. Okay, my name's Gordon Moore. I live at 217 Gordon Avenue. And I'd like to agree with Jenny that, I mean, we don't need sidewalks. I do have a little gravel spot out in front of my house where two of my cars parked. And if we have a sidewalk, then anytime my kids or any family members come, we're gonna be moving cars in and out all the time to, let people in and out. Or we'll have to park on the street, which will cut the street down to really like a one-way street, but there ain't gonna be that much room for everything for the sidewalk. And like she said, Gordon Avenue is a dead-end street. And she mentioned about people every now and then driving to the park. Really, that should be blocked off because it's a dead-end street. You should have access to the park going through Gordon Avenue.
That came up in the
I
fall.
believe
and the winter.
that you requested we open it up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if she requested that, but I'm just saying it's a dead-end street. It really should be
Okay,
shut
so
off.
we keep going back and forth on whether it's a dead street or not.
Well, I mean, there's a sign that says it's a dead-end street. I just know how to.
When the barricade was put in on the end of the street, it was put in the turnaround. They could not turn around because it was put in the turnaround. When they turned around, they turned in our yard and Margaret's yard because they did not put it in properly. Plus I had to call the town and say, hey, you guys put this barricade down here. There was no stop signs on it, no reflectors. Nobody knew about it. Anybody could have been down that street and could have been heading. You're all bad actors.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm going off the sign that says, it's a dead-end street, so it should be blocked off. Like she said, they are, really nobody walks down the street. One woman and another guy walks their dog. And if they have a sidewalk there, they're not going to use the sidewalk. They're still going to walk, because there's no traffic really through there, except for a few people that live down through there. Only people drive on the street. I've never heard a car tires squealing because they had to stop real quick because they about ready to hit something. Could be. So I just, like I said, I hope you guys discuss it and
We will.
And
We're
change it.
everybody's. Yeah.
like I said, it's going to affect my parking, my neighbor here, another one. The other one to do sort of a similar thing about, because they've got kids and stuff, of course, they'll have more parking space too, but they want to wait, to see what you guys do and what ends up going on.
Well, we'll talk, we're gonna talk about it. We'll
Okay.
figure it out.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Anybody else? Nope.
We can move on, 2024 goals, 5 streets, water treatment plant, water treatment plant, and, I projects. So we've done some paving and streets, we've got it planned out for the next 2 years, projects and the priorities for the streets that we're gonna do. And also, we should be on budget for the projects that we have for the wastewater treatment plant, right?
Yeah, but so there's some things with the wastewater treatment plant that, do we talk about this in service or?
Yeah, we can bring it up.
Because there's some things there's a couple of things that we got from the EPA, that we need to address, because they want things to be a lot tighter than it is, and we're working toward that. But there were, like at the wastewater plant, there's a pond where everything drains.
Yeah, the EQ basin at the
EQ
wastewater treatment
basin.
plant is completely filled up.
It's filled up.
And I'm gonna make a motion that we appropriate, money now so that the service director and the wastewater treatment plant operator can begin removing debris from the EQ basin. It's dry right now. It's rarely dry. You can only get this debris out of the EQ basin when it's dry. And I think we need to appropriate money from the sewer fund, probably to the tune of about $100,000 to start removing debris from the EQ basin. And then at the end of July, revisit it and see if we calculate the amount of cubic yards in there, and then we put $100,000 in cleaning up the mess. Then we can say, well, this got us 50% of the way, 20% of the
Well, it
way.
won't be 50%.
We can know what it'll really cost to get the rest of it out of there. But we've effectively gone for 10 years without cleaning out the EQ basin. So it's deferred maintenance.
And
And it's very deferred.
In fact,
And so now when we look at it, the answer is, well, if we hire somebody to do it, it's gonna be $1 million to clean it up.
that's what it.
And so it's like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. No, we can clean up all we can.
Even if we just clean up, so Eli's getting us a price on, they're gonna haul away on these tanker trucks, but it's a big deal because it's waste. So wherever they haul that waste
It hasn't been treated. It has to go to like Southwest.
to be treated. So he's working on getting me a price to how much it costs, like per load or something like that. But there's no sense in hauling one load out. We need to haul.
Well, in fact, they were quoting us 30 loads. We have that quote on that.
Right, that's what we're waiting on, because that would make a dent in it, but that's just a dent.
But the question is, they're asking is like, well, do we have the money to even start doing this? And I think council needs to just go ahead and appropriate the money so they know they've got to pull money.
This year?
We need to do it while it's dry, which is like right now.
We could put a dent in it right now. and it
We've
would
got
be-
July and August. It's gonna start raining in September. We're not gonna be doing it in September. October. We're not gonna do it again until next year. And we need a plan to do that.
Yeah, that's.
Right now, we can do it now.
Right.
And if we take 100 cubic yards out of there, that's 100 cubic yards of raw sewage that doesn't go to water.
Yes.
Those are our options. We didn't clean it out. We need to clean it out.
Yeah, it's never been done at all.
So I don't know whether Brian's over there looking to see if we have the money in the sewer fund right now, but.
That's what I'm doing.
We haven't spent it for the last 10 years to do the job we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and literally, it's gonna be, if it was 50 or 100,000, it's better than $1 million, because what'll happen is the EPA is gonna come.
I was gonna say, if we gain on it a little bit over the next 5-6 years, we're back where we should have been. We just need to clean out more each year than what we.
And that's one of the EPA things that we're reading about on Wednesday, is that base.
And this isn't a solution, but this is
No.
the life test.
No, it isn't.
So are you making a motion from committee to,
I make a motion from committee that council appropriate $100,000 from the sewer fund and authorize the services director and the sewer plant operator to begin cleaning debris out of the EQ basin by whatever means is appropriate. We have a second?
Well, I'd like to hear from Brian. I mean, are we okay? I don't want to say.
It's available according to my spreadsheet, but I gotta take a look at the county. I understand we need to do that.
Discharge raw sewage.
Right, yeah, I understand all that. Oh, I get that. I just don't know, could this be something that, see how much it would be?
Well, and I'm
Before
gonna,
we
I'll
do that?
know that Wednesday. I'll have a price.
Can we
like
hold
for-
off on
for
that
30
until-
roads.
The
see.
money's not spent yet, it's just approved.
I get that, but I can't turn in a document that's gonna throw us over our certified resources. I mean, according to my spreadsheet, it's there. But I gotta look at the county documents.
Okay, we only have one meeting a month. And
Let
we
me
can
go
only
get the
clean
county
this
document.
EQ basin when it's not full of water.
Well, and here's the problem is we're gonna run out of time.
That's
Because
what I'm saying.
if July's rainy or August is rainy,
We're
this,
done.
this
Till
has
next
to
year.
happen because I'm telling you, I had never been out there, to be honest with you, and I went out there last week and took a tour and went with Eli and he showed me everything. And when I saw how full that EQ basin was, I'm like, well, what happens when it's full? He said, that's our NP, that's our whole problem.
And I
with this.
care about these other topics, I really do, but the one that really grinds my gears the most is this.
We have to
The
do.
water and the sewer, those are our jobs.
Yeah,
And if we're not doing well, we're not doing our job.
right.
I care about this other stuff, but this is the one.
We are one.
If we solve this, I'll resign and be done. I promise.
You got it. Well, I told
Well,
you,
then you might want to second that 100,000. One step closer.
I told you guys when I got elected that my priority was the water and sewer because it's just been, and for the first time in many years, we have operators that are doing the right thing, that are doing.
And then what they're saying is, do I have the money to fix the problem? That's the question.
And they're nervous.
Do I have the money to solve the
So
problem?
this would be taking a step specifically
A huge
towards that, addressing the issue that we've had.
A huge step.
And it's something we can measure, so we'll have a better sense of how much more money it's gonna
That
take.
helps for the I as well.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
sewer helps with all that.
Absolutely.
It's just like this week, Brian and I talked, we're operating on one well. There's another well out there that for $15,000, we can get it operational. So we have two wells instead of one. Well, there's 4 wells out there. We only have, there's good water.
3, and your 15 will be.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
2 more. That's what, yeah. I didn't see you there. Thank you. for
I want to
that.
make sure, you know.
Yeah, but that's,
Not being mean, but.
no, Tim, I need you to, what I'm saying, you know, and I know, we need that other well.
That 15,000 would be money well spent,
Right.
because if we lose 103, we could be in a lot of trouble.
Right. So these are all, and all this stuff is just maintenance stuff. This isn't, and if we get all this maintenance, and then we're good to do other things in the village of Bart's expand.
So did I hear a second?
Okay, so we're motioning 100,000 to appropriate to the sewer fund, right?
Yes.
For,
Yes. You get a second?
So, did you go check on something or?
yeah, I did. I'm looking at the paper. It's okay.
Okay, so I'll second.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So motion made, properly seconded, we're gonna send it on the council.
Good.
We can get some.
Well, it won't be till the next council meeting, but, because Jeff won't have anything prepared.
Right. But by then, I'll have it.
Right, it's out of committee.
And then we'll also be able to, I'll have a price on that, of how much we can. Yes.
So we got the wells.
Yes. Yeah.
And then, installing of, meters. Any progress on that?
They're waiting on some now. Am I right about this, Tim? Timmy, we're waiting on some more new meters to come in. He's got most of the meters installed, correct?
He's got several.
Yes, that is progressing, yes. That is progressing.
You say he ordered meters?
I don't know if he's. Last of that, you should know that.
Well, I say no PO requests came across me.
Okay, well, maybe I'm.
We didn't have any budget.
No, they are installing the ones that we have, they are doing that, that's something
I mean, I got money budgeted, but I haven't seen any PO requests for meters. Otherwise, if we come back to these guys and say, hey, can you want me to pay it?
I don't know, Tim, did you want to say anything or? About wastewater?
Oh, no, about this, what we've got going on.
Village department.
Your project that you're going on, that you got going on in
Washington
Washington Street.
Stormwater out of Washington Street is almost. Okay. Yes. Holder Road is basically complete until it rains and we can regrade and see. I talked to Mr. Roush, everything that is up there today. He called me today and we talked, and he's happy. We drained a lot of our Steve Kenny's water.
Which that hasn't been that way in 15 years.
I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. So the homes that are across, almost across from the building alley,
I saw
okay, well, I want to go with all that, and there's some others.
that.
But,
That one that's,
yeah. But anyway, you know now, after walking the property with Steve Kenny and walking with all his work, there's a 12-inch tile that runs in behind them. And now that floats. So all that water is in the tile. Is it going to help 100%? Can't tell you that, but will it help them? It's got to. Yeah, I mean, it really has to.
How about phase two?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Phil and I were out there last week,
Phase two,
which is where Biddler is.
what's your neighbor's name, Lieber?
Lieber.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's up towards the empty lot in the woods there where Georgetown lived at. There's a drop there, there's a plug. We're not sure where that really drains to, but we know now that with this tile being open, and I told Michael P3, they'll cross the gas lines and all that. And we can do that ourselves. We need to get that to drain down to the tile.
To the new tile, yes.
And that's going to empty all that problem up there. That's what we're kind of going to phase two. We can do that for very example. Fellows not gonna do that.
So you need share.
We need easement.
But
Yes.
we drain the massive amount of water that's been locked up.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Kenny spends most stuff out. And the fence is there. You know, I just couldn't believe that I saw that. It's amazing.
Okay.
So, like I said, for a few dollars, we can put like an 8-inch tile in ourselves and get levers and behind, you know, it's everybody else. We can like fix that. Parks and Rec.
As far as that goes, I guess I would include the pool in that. The pool is running along very smoothly, probably as in a long time. We have a group of people that's going into the property that we bought last year where the house was tore down. They're going to clean up around all those trees. A volunteer group. Ms. Schaffner and I, if you don't mind me saying that, we're working with some donors on the Bicentennial Park, and I think we're going to have some success there. So we're going to see where we're at. In 2 weeks, we should know on at least 3 of those, anyways, where we're at on that. So that's where we're at on that.
May I ask, how was it received over the weekend with the half price entry? Did you see, was there?
It was
a
very
line?
good. Yes. It had been a little nicer weather on Sunday. It would have been better, but they were pretty much at capacity on Saturday.
I just wanted
Yes.
to see that.
I'm glad everybody was going, because I did it and I was going to ask for forgiveness later. I just did it
No,
for 2
I'm
days.
like, even the heat index is.
Yes, yes.
No.
Right. Brady, you have anything for us for BDRT stuff?
Oh, yes. So I want to throw out a huge thank you to the company wrench
Brad Hutchins.
company and also the Metcalf because they came in and in a big pinch this past week with the 90-degree plus temperatures. He came in and had the company install temporary AC units. It was unbelievable. And they also came in and they added drainage lines from 3 units on the north side. So they are now draining outside our building. Brian really appreciates
Yeah, that way I'll go to move my office anymore.
And the 3 days and the 5-man crew.
Yeah, I
was
mean, they
all
were
for
here
free.
all the time.
They were
and
here for free. So
It was
they
an
enjoyed
in-kind
it.
donation, I guess is what I would call it. And we have really, really appreciated their generosity in doing that. And the show was a sellout. One final note, we have, name is Rob will be next. And as far as the farmer's market, that's every Tuesday, and that's held from 4 to 7 in front of Ace Hardware. We'd love to see you out there.
Brandy,
Yes.
you said company wrench
Company rent.
and who else?
Brad, that's.
Well, it's Minhoff. I think we want to address those two companies. I don't know if his name wants to be mentioned.
Okay. One other thing regarding the BDRC, I think they start putting in the new windows.
Yes,
The new
second
windows
phase
today.
started
Second
today.
phase is today or started today.
It makes a huge difference.
So we'll move
Keeps
on.
cool air in there.
Oh, well, that's great. So then, and then next year is the final.
Yes, I think there are only like 12 or 14 windows remaining after that. So
I know that, but you say that next year we can do, we was gonna budget 25,000 for 4 years to do this.
Yeah.
This next will be year 3.
Uh-huh.
Tim informed me about a week ago, so, a roof probably be the next thing that might need. Well, okay. Well, we haven't met for a while. It's in, well, you know more about than me.
Site roof, people that have worked on it, they're telling us now, that nails are big looks out. And so just a ballpark estimate for this roof. Put the slate back.
How much?
Now, do you put a metal roof on, do you have to change the whole roof? But the problem is, the nails are rusted. Yes. But that's why when we get this one, several of them shear off. It's a big job.
When they redo them, do they use copper nails or stainless nail? Or do they use copper?
They would use copper. Yeah. But I mean,
That include only flashings and stuff.
just, I'm not sure. I just asked for the place to put it, just to give you guys a rough idea of where we're at. And I will tell you, the box cutter repair probably needs one too.
Probably more tired than the rest.
Well, it was patched
Yeah.
2 years back. And kind of like COVID, but
So it's all stuff.
That's because that building is being used very a lot.
It's like everything else, it's deferred maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 years old.
Right.
Not, it's to be expected.
Okay.
So, we've already touched on the old business, which is the east side drainage. We got a report on that, and the water meters, we got a report on that. So the new business is we've got 3 pieces, we've got, 3 resolutions that need to go up to council. The resolution 2024-18, that's for the Baltimore Festival, resolution 2024-19. Services provided, on annexation, and resolution 2024-20, which is a appointment of a 911 program review committee.
Member. Well, I'll let you go for one at a time. I'll explain that.
Yeah. So I have a sponsor for 2024-19, which is the annexation.
Well, what about 18?
18, we'll go to 18 first. 18, which is the
Festival.
festival, which we do that every year. Formally sponsor that. Right. Second. All right. All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
So 2018 goes.
Okay, so it's Foreman sponsoring and motioning to take it to council?
Yes.
Okay,
I don't read it until we get to council.
right, that's correct.
And then, resolution 19, which is the
But write down Foreman as a sponsor.
resolution to provide services for the 99.5 acres that will be annexed to the village. So I'm the sponsor, formal sponsor that. Do I have a second?
Yeah, this is just a table council.
Yes.
Shall no second.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Carries, so we'll send that to council and the final resolution before we adjourn, resolution pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, the mayor of Pleasantville to be appointed to the 911 Program Review Committee.
Yeah, I got an email a couple weeks ago from the mayor of Pleasantville. He wants to be on this committee, but he needs a resolution from the surrounding communities to appoint him. So that's what this is about.
No sponsor? Former sponsor. My second?
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, go ahead.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Resolution 2020. This the council. All right, anything else, bring in front of service? We'll be adjourned. Next meeting will be held the fourth Monday, July 22nd, 6 p.m.
Former makes a motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Adjourn.
Okay, call to order for safety. All the council's here, mayor's here, municipal officers here, police chief is here, we have several visitors. 2024 goals, 0 workplace actions. Good, take that. Oh, hey, take a roll call. I'm here.
I'm still trying to get to there. You guys?
I'm ready now. Okay, roll call. Phillips.
Here.
McCurry.
Present.
Reedy.
2024 goals, 0 workplace accidents. Number 2, 0 fatal accidents. Reports, village administrator.
Okay. What, we've had one accident since the last meeting. Since the last meeting, that was officer.
Oh, traffic. Yeah, traffic. 0 fatal accidents. 0 fatal accidents. And we have anything for the,
As far as the village administrator, I think that we have extra police on duty now. I feel like we're having 7 days a week coverage because of school being out. We did move the speed meter or whatever, what do you call it? Just a speed sign. Radar sign to a different street because they were having problems with speeding. I mean, I feel like everything's kind of falling in place with all that stuff. But having the coverage 7 days a week is really good. But now it's up to you.
Is this part of village departments? I don't know where we're at.
We're on village administrator.
I kind of jumped again.
Okay. Did we get the approval of
We
the
did
minutes?
not. Can we get the approval for the April 22nd meeting minutes?
Yes, I moved to approve the minutes as written.
I'll second.
And a roll call on that.
McCurry,
Yes.
Reedy,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes. And we have
Thanks, sir. Excuse me, handed out to everybody. We did receive our payment for Cruiser 4 for the damage to that, and it's just about been all completed now. It's on the road. I just got a few little touch-up things to do on that. Should be getting payment for the total Cruiser from the insurance company any day now. And once we get it, we'll start looking for a replacement for that. As far as the new cars, still have a mid-July build date. Haven't heard any updates since that. Officer Manny and Kenai Dallas made another drug arrest and got fentanyl off the street here in town. It's good stuff there. Officer Holmes has been out on medical. Still waiting for him to be released from the doctor to come back. We do have a new officer that's in training. He's putting a ton of time in. He's training about 40 hours a week. Free. I mean, it's free training, if you will. We're not paying him for it. And but his family's all, I think some of you are here for this morning. Yeah, his family's all been in law enforcement and still is here in the county, so it's a good thing. We've had our state mandated continue professional training. Our CPTs is in full swing. That's every year they have to do so many hours of specialized training that we get reimbursed for at the end of the year for all that training. But during that, and we're finalizing our department in-service training that we do in-house. Our fire our recalls and all that stuff for, we try to do that in the summertime, so we'll probably have it done by the end of each block. And that's it for now on that.
Under old business, parking on Middle Street.
I have something I'd like to say. The other day, I went around the block, so I came off Main. And I guess I was going west, and there was a blue car parked on the hill there, and there was a truck. So if you're coming up the hill on Mill, there was a blue car at the top, a large truck on the right. I had a horrible time getting through there. So I'm just saying, it's a mess. So,
With a snowplow.
and I was just gonna say, so in the winter, there is no way at all they're going to be able to safely.
I came through the other day. And I know there's a one-way street up there. But I was thinking, could Mill Street be made into a street? Would that help?
Well, part of it is, isn't it? I mean, down by the bakery.
Just, yeah, by the bakery, but not over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. When I came through there, I wondered if,
I don't know that it would make a difference on parking. They're still gonna park there.
yeah.
Probably wouldn't make a difference. It would increase the traffic on Walnut a ton.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? People going, or I'm sorry, on Mulberry a ton, you know, because everybody be going west on Mulberry to get to Mill if it was one way or the other.
I think Tim has a good idea and suggestion that parking only on one side.
Yeah, Walnut Street, right up here in North Walnut. If you have to plow that with a 10-foot wide plow, with cars on both sides, if it's icy and you're trying to solve it, you're praying that whatever, that you're not gonna hit anything.
Yep.
So I think you ought to look at maybe one street, one way, one beat the other. So maybe make a loop or whatever, would make that a lot simpler for everybody.
I mean, we know this all goes back to the parking issue.
Yes.
Was discussed about a year ago. We know we have that issue, but I think we have a safety issue on that corner. And accessibility, you wouldn't be able to get your truck through there.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know that they could get a fire truck through there either.
Oh.
That's the big.
Oh, it's not making a turn.
I mean, if you guys, and I don't know, Brett and, environment, whatever, figure out what would be the best way for one way, which way, because Walnut's one way down this way, so. if Mill is one way down,
Yeah.
Yes. So the top of that hill and go around the corner there past the bakery.
If we made that parking on one side on North Mill, it'd have to be on the east side. Because those new builds all have driveways.
Well,
Yes, yes.
When they all park in the street.
Yeah.
well, I mean, yes, but I think, you know what I'm gonna say, some of those, it's like the apron and it's not really a driveway. It's an apron in straight into the garage, so what, maybe 6 feet long?
Some of them are not very long.
Yeah,
The
so,
hell of it.
but I think that'd be right on the east side would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Tim, why don't we go up there tomorrow and just take a gander, spend a few minutes up there and look at it.
I mean, I think if you can get some type of a loop going around, I think it would be much better.
Okay, all right. Parking on Boswell Street was tabled last time.
Here's what I'll tell you. You were talking about up by Weaver's Hardware Building.
Mhm.
I guess there's not gonna be a store up there.
Right.
But that's just gonna be something else now. So I don't think that that'll be such an issue that they're not gonna be parking there for that store now. I don't even know that that is an issue, so it's not gonna be used for retail space. I think they're just gonna use all that for warehouse stuff.
Right.
Did we address, High Street? Those cars are all still parking in the street. I know it's a different, but it was in that same vicinity.
I thought that was taken care of, so it was removed.
They're all still parking in the street.
It's still mine. Yeah, it's not mine. So.
I thought they were
I
supposed
just
to,
know we talked about that. It was supposed to be,
oh, well then, they need to be marked.
because I walk past it all the time. I'm like, dang.
You're talking about on the west side of High Street.
Yes, yes.
We talked about painting that. And I think we kind of ran out of funds.
Okay.
So if we're gonna do some striping, which we'll have some striping done, maybe
We talked about having that done during Washington.
And that's what Tim's saying is.
Yeah.
Around some painting done, so we're gonna have to strike by the schoolhouse too, I would assume, correct? Once it's paved, right, crosswalk.
Oh, cross Washington.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, whoever's doing striping expires, we can show the contractor to put it in their spots.
How many spots is there?
I'd say there's about 10 cars across.
Can I add those for that? You're talking on the west side, but you want them on a diagonal?
Yes.
Okay, so does that mean you have to come from Washington Street to slide into a diagonal spot?
Yeah,
I guess that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. it would be, yeah.
So coming off Washington, the same, you want not coming off 256?
It's on the wrong side of the street.
Or if you park on the wrong side of the street, then that's way too deep.
I mean, people can back in.
They do it in Lancaster all the time.
You can do it.
Well, that's how,
And
well, that's how you have to in
I know, that's.
Say you can do it either direction. If you want to do it off the market, because it's more prominent. People coming off the market, like maybe do a church or whatever. So if you want to angle them that way, I don't care, but I just need to.
Yeah, so I think they're
I
suggesting.
know what you're saying.
Do it from Washington.
Their recommendation, I've snowed it, but
Yeah, we'll take
Right
it.
around the block is not the end of the world.
Yeah, I would take the recommendation from the police chief.
Yeah.
And will you, when you are talking to Bill, will you get us a quote to do that? Might as well, I'm just saying, we'll see if we got the money and.
If it's.
Okay. Just getting good for free.
thank you.
And North Street.
Okay,
You
so
look with anything about that, the intersection? Main and North, about how people can't see.
People parking there in that gravel, again, you're throwing gravel in front of their house and parking on the streets, so people can't see it pull out, which.
I think that's something we need to table, but it's definitely something we're gonna have to,
you want to table this?
yeah, the North Street, yeah.
Well, Basel, is it tabled or removing it or what?
No, but also I think we gotta get a price to, we gotta get a price to what it costs to strike.
So you're still table.
Well, that's Basel. She was talking about High Street.
Oh,
Yeah, so Basel, I think we said it's pretty much resolved simply because it's no longer gonna be, a storefront.
yeah, that's all. I'm saying.
Yeah. I think we need another couple of chairs.
Slide those chairs back behind you, please. That's one, we'll give another one. So we'll go
Oh, I mean, move it in or what?
down. No, I just, I'll leave it. I didn't see those stacked back there.
So North Street,
North Street, let's take.
yeah, let's table it right now.
Okay.
We'll look at it. Intersection of State Route 256 and Holder Road.
So I'm assuming that there's two things. There was a dip in that road and there was some damage. And we got the funds and that's patched. I think that also Amy may have been the lady that lives on the corner or whatever.
The reflective signs,
Right.
and what we have
So
mentioned.
Tim and I are looking into what the reflective signs would cost to put, but we have to get permission from, I don't know, from the people that live on that corner
Oh, wow.
to put some of those in there.
Well, Brett and I talked about this, there is like flexible reflectors fixed, what you know what I'm talking about? So we could hold them.
Do I have an extra copy?
Probably, yeah, space them 3 feet apart, 4 feet apart. So.
Can you give me a price on those?
We're gonna do that.
Okay.
I just think it's something to have to
No,
draw attention, especially at night.
But I think if we put the connection of the curb, so it's not gonna be a problem with snow plows and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking, if snow hit it.
So that's on our property anyway, right?
Is that on the right of way?
That's on the right of way, right? Yeah, well, then we don't have to permission. Just get a price
Okay.
on,
We gotta get those.
yes.
Perfect price on the reflective.
So,
All right.
so
So
Well, we
we're
put up
gonna get
a-
price
price on,
on the reflective.
Okay.
That's the conclusion of the business. And then,
Just, I just wanted to have a couple things, because I've seen it. So, some residents have posted, I've seen them before, these pools that are randomly popping up.
Yeah.
So do we have
Tim addressed it.
staff that is?
Yeah, Jim,
Tim, it's fixed one this morning.
the
Okay,
whole
good.
town was, that was caused by,
That was just sorry. Other than we're gonna pay the.
And what is the one that they mentioned on Washington Street, where they, and it's been there for like 2.5 years or something, I don't know. Washington, near, in an alley. It's in an alley. It's in an alley, Tim. I know which one it is.
Oh, I know.
Washington Down that.
so Tim, it's where we talked to Tina Goodman about 3 weeks ago, and we told her we were gonna address it, and her husband made a comment, but it's been there for 2 years, it's not been addressed. Although you and I were at that home 2-3 weeks ago, we said we were going to address it. So I'm not sure why that.
Well, now we have it on record. It's been, okay, thank you.
I'm glad you brought that
Yeah,
up.
I just, you know, when we see.
And he's right, it has been.
What was brought up? What were we talking about?
There's a drainage problem over off of Washington Street
Oh, okay.
behind Goodman's house. And there's been a coming there for 3 years. And Tim and I went and physically looked at it and we talked to Mrs. Goodman about, hey, we're getting on this, we're gonna do something, but there was a comment made that we had by her husband, not by her. Yes.
I just want people to know, we do see these
Absolutely.
comments.
And I want you to, and I want to make this public.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
but we did address that.
Okay, thank you.
Any more new business?
Yeah, I have some. So just this that I passed out to y'all. So, fire department, called me up and we had a little meeting the other day about fireworks, because we're coming into fireworks season. So, there's a lot of things that most people don't know about the rules for fireworks. And you all have a copy now, so if you get asked, I suggest you look through them and look at them in detail, because most of the rules for fireworks never got passed out when the headline read fireworks legal in Ohio. All right, nobody read the fine print of that, and so everybody shoots them off. Well, if you go through here and read the rules that the Ohio Fire Marshal set up, let me back up a little bit. The Ohio Revised Code says that you can shoot them off on these days. However, the Ohio Fire Marshal will decide what the rules are for shooting them off on those days. Well, those rules never got out. I mean, they're out, but nobody went to look for them because you have to go and look for them. They're all in these things. And if you follow these rules that they set up, you really can't shoot them off in the village. I mean, it's nearly impossible to meet the criteria in the village, like 150 feet from anybody that's 18 years old. You don't know what's in your neighbor's house, who's there. There's a couple, in particular, I'll get you to here in a second. It'll be on page 7 of 9, where the separation distance from buildings and structures, minimum separation distance from the point of discharge of an aerial shell to the nearest point of any structure or building shall be 150 feet. Well, you can't pretty much be in any yard in the village and be 150 feet from the structure. So when the village incorporated, when Ohio passed that law, the village they also put a thing in there that said the villages can do whatever they want. They don't have to do it. Like Pickerington did not bring it in. So they're still 100% illegal in Pickerington. But here, this applies, but you really can't do it. So as we come into fireworks season, as long as we have that in our, on our books, it's probably going to be a point of contention. So I wanted y'all to have this, because when we get the calls and we go out, they're going to be screaming that they're not allowed to shoot them off. That we can, because state law says. I'm like, no, you can't. And we had a big problem last year with it, because the neighbors would call and say, my neighbor's shooting off fireworks. And, you know, they're coming down in my yard. All that's addressed.
Or on their houses.
Or on their houses and all that stuff. So basically, we're gonna be enforcing this, so is the fire department, and that's,
Are you gonna put out like a PSA?
yeah, yep, we're gonna put it out. I think, as a matter of fact, I think the, fire departments may have gone out today. We were not gonna do them on the same day, that way, okay, we were not gonna do them on the same day, that way we, you know, have another thing.
So by word of mouth and all the people here,
And Facebook,
so.
everybody's on
Is
Facebook.
this gonna be available to post this?
I'm gonna put it on there. I'll get to Kelly to put it on the village
Yeah,
website.
And then we can.
And let her
Yeah.
do a write-up and,
Yeah.
on the website
Yeah.
too.
That's important.
Yep, so we're gonna get it out, but I wanted you all to have this, so if anybody asked you about it, you at least could speak about it, because all of those rules are in this.
That's a state thing, not a.
Yeah, that's a state thing.
And the time of the discharge, 4 PM to 11 PM.
There's like 2 days where you can go until 1 PM, 1 AM, but that's like
Okay.
the first day. So most people aren't. But the other thing about this, you could also, if you felt the need, you could, the correct word you said, Jeff, you probably have done that. You have to take that back out of our code.
No, I want it to be,
No. I mean, so then it's just illegal, period, no matter what. We don't have to go by this. It's just illegal in the village. So, because like I said, I don't think you can get anywhere in the village if you're not within 150 feet of the structure. I mean,
So do we need an ordinance? Is what you're saying?
we could.
no, well, you wouldn't, Jeff, they would just need to take that one back out, right?
Well, take what back out though?
Well,
I don't recall the village ever adopting any legislation.
I think they did, because, yeah, I think they just took the ORC, well, right here. I think they just took the ORC because obviously that was not in our. Okay, so yeah, it must have been, well, that would. But anyway, at some point, that's part of it. Here's what- But anyway, I think they just adopted
We'll figure it out.
the state one right over
That's
ours.
what I
Which
remember.
is the one you said.
Yeah.
We'll figure, I'll get the chief, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, okay.
Going the way the legislature.
That's just another way to do it that makes it so it's like, no, you just can't have them. And you don't have to go with all these things up to why, it's just you can't have them. But that's up to you guys, whatever you're gonna do with that. But
Kind of late to get it changed for this year.
Any other?
yeah.
Any other new business? Nope. Next meeting is gonna be fourth Monday in July 26th, 6:30 PM, or immediately following conclusion of the service committee. Can I get a second to adjourn? Oh, I did. Okay, like I said, okay, then.
I'll second that.
All right.
Do we need a special chair?
We're almost getting ready to start council. Sorry.
Old age, buddy, old age is getting to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That would be fine.
Oh, that's all right. I just never noticed until you said that. It's been on there for years that way.
Call this meeting to order. We'll start with our Father.
Hallowed
be thy name. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, power, and glory forever. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. have a roll call for tonight's meeting, please.
Cosgray,
Present.
Foreman,
Present.
McCreary,
Present.
Phillips, Reedy, Schaffner.
I'd like to ask the council one of our meeting, so we can get on with the visitors that we have. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. All right. Can I get a approval for the agenda?
Morgan makes a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I had to find my spot. Okay.
On the spot?
I had to find my spot.
All right, so here's what I'd like to
We
do.
we have a,
Visitors-
we got to have a roll call.
Oh, roll call, I'm sorry.
Foreman.
Yes.
Reedy,
Yes.
Cosgray.
Yes.
McCreary,
Present.
Phillips.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
You threw me off there. Present. Okay.
Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. So we have this many visitors. I'm not sure who signed up to speak.
I got the list right here.
Okay, whoever would like to speak.
Jenny, do you still want to speak?
I've said my piece.
Okay.
I don't think I need to.
Okay. Then Gordon Moore. Oh. Kemmer?
Not this time.
Not this time.
Not tonight.
Yes.
Well, we're.
Harold Sharp.
Because you haven't discussed what I want to speak about.
Harold Sharp. You want to speak?
Yeah. I just don't understand why.
It's not on the, I mean, the
We're
visitors.
not going to discuss it.
Well, what are we talking about?
The side by side. Side by side, golf carts, three-wheelers on here for tonight. It is or it is not.
It is.
The second reading. Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna make a motion to suspend three readings and pass by emergency at the time of year.
Gotcha.
You're welcome to speak now on it, though. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to wait until we get the
Yeah.
ordinance reading. I just kind of want to know where the council is on for, against it, what's going on, as for I speak my piece, whether I'm against it or for it. I want to know where the village is on it, so that way I can voice my opinion on what I think about it.
Should we read what Harold proposed for tonight? Well, yeah, I mean, you're welcome to do that, except that once council starts their discussion on it, there's no more visitors' comments until the end of the meeting. So if you want to make a comment on that now, I would recommend you do it now. So, and then you're welcome to stay to the end of the meeting also, and have it, if you have a follow-up comment. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
If you want to sway the vote, sway them now. I ain't gonna sway them, I just want to voice my opinion. I've been doing this for 50 years like y'all have here, some of you anyways. I'm Randy Kimmer, live on North East Townwood. There's been some talk about banning golf carts from the streets of Baltimore. I'm 100% against it. I was in Bremen over the weekend. Bremen has a sign, welcome, side by sides and golf carts. Canal Winchester welcomes them. Yesterday in Lancaster, the Pleasantville Fire Department, new side by side, across Coon Path down 37 to the fairgrounds. No lights, no nothing. No, I know it's emergency. I'll put emergency on the sidewalk. Sorry. But anyways, I've had mine for 5 years, and I don't want the kids in the village to ruin it for people like me. Victor's got one. I know Ship's got one. There's 5 or 6 in the village. I don't want kids to ruin it for us. If the kids is out running around in the park with them, then that needs to be addressed. Not all the rest of it. Mine's legal. It's got lights. It's got everything on it. It's got tags on it. It's insured. I even put a slow moving vehicle sign on it. I drive mine from here to Lancaster. I have it from here to Pickerton. I mean, I use common sense, and I use it for farm work too. So just to give you an idea, I don't know what you guys are thinking or have any idea what you're thinking, but I'm just trying to voice my opinion on, I think it's, well, I was at the car show over the weekend. There's cars there on the road that's smaller than my golf cart. They're electric, but they go faster than my golf cart. So I don't know how you're gonna say, hey, you ain't allowed on the streets with them, you ain't allowed to drive them here, you ain't allowed to drive them there. That's just my opinion. But, well, the fire department just bought one here in the village, local.
we got one coming side by side. It's not street legal yet. I don't know where it will be. I do know it's gonna have a light bar on it. We gotta weigh that both ways. So I wanted to voice my opinion, and I thank you for your time. I don't know, Vic, you wanna say anything? You don't? But thanks again, I appreciate it.
Yeah, when I got mine, all I had to do was go to the chief, and he come over and checked it all out. Got the lights on, horn, signal lights, tail lights, horn. He signed it off. Well, I got my license. And said it was okay to drive it. We're in the state of Ohio. Now we're somebody wants to shut them on, shut them
I
down.
think a lot of people hear a lot of things about what's going on with those, and I will tell you that it's a discussion that we had, but there was some circumstances with people being under 18, driving some of these vehicles and stuff like that. We just want to make it safe. I don't think anybody wants to take anybody's rights away or anything like that.
Then you should have an age limit on it.
Well,
Yeah,
and that's where it started, is it lacked clarity. So our goal here is to bring clarity to it.
Right.
So that when someone is breaking the law, like they don't have a driver's license, so they can't drive the golf cart, things like that, our goal is to bring clarity.
Well, the other thing is a lot of times if it's somebody that's even 17, if they're not insured on that particular vehicle, then it's just not right for them. If they cause an accident, then who pays for it? You know what I mean? I mean, so there's just lots of legalities to this whole thing. So that's, I think it was more of that than somebody saying you can't do this or you can't do that. That's what I would say. Any other business?
Right on the side streets, and you can cross the main street to
Right.
another side street only.
Right.
That's all I ever do with mine. I'm going across down the state gun line. I'll ride it down the side street.
I will say that is one thing that I think is different about Baltimore versus Brandon.
Mhm.
We have 256 coming to our town, so we have a lot more traffic coming through. Sometimes a little more quickly. So I think taking that into consideration, I agree. I appreciate when people cross over the main roads and stay on the side streets, but I don't think we can enforce that necessarily.
You just can't get everywhere you need to get.
Yeah, so we realize that, you know.
Anybody else? Visitors?
Shane Hamilton.
Shane Hamilton.
Sorry about my thumb the bank when they're getting old, kind of what told me the other day. Please, my assistant here is gonna pass out some paperwork. Yeah, I got an assistant now. She puts up with me, so she's part of this group too.
Oh, okay.
She's passing out is the festival proclamation letter, and I brought each one of you a book. In case you haven't seen the books yet. First of all, I introduce myself. Some of you know me, and some of you don't know me. I don't think Gar's with me yet.
Yeah, I met you once.
Okay, then you probably know who I am then. I'm Shane Hamilton, the director of the Baltimore Festival. I've been the director or somebody that's kind of in charge for many, many years now. Since 2012 is when I kind of helped the festival out and doing it ever since then. Bringing you our letter today in the use of the festival grounds, the park grounds, Dalton Park, and the use of the shelter house for our personnel. We're not going to be using the restrooms to the public. We have restrooms coming. We don't want the liability of the restrooms getting broke or whatever. I know they're in the past, we had some problems. This year's Grand Marshals, we've asked them to the Garden Club this year. They've been around quite a long time. They make Baltimore kind of beautiful. We want to, give them the opportunity of having a showcase in the parade this year. We have our pageant lined up, our baby pageant lined up. Many bands, entertainment, food. We are trying something new this year. We have the car show on Friday night, and then we're going to try a truck show on Saturday. Before this year, we're going to try strictly trucks, any kind of truck, other permits, and We also have Chris coming back. We got a magic show planned. We have, what else we got going on here? Of course, the parade's on Saturday, 10:30. I'm not sure if it's made this time or not. We moved that. We moved it last year because of the 5K. Gets in the way, so we want to keep it at 10:30 now. I'm also asking if I could move the semi-stage, it says the 28th. Not sure if it's a Saturday or Sunday, the 29th, 28th, give or take of July. That gives me a week to set everything up power-wise, the stage. And of course, the Buffalo Fire Department, hopefully they're on board to help us put the stage together. I guess while I'm here, I did hear the golf cart rule. Hopefully I can either get a permit or something, use my golf carts during the festival. I do have 6 of them coming for the duration of the festival for 3 days. Of course, that will be people of age driving them. And also our insurance, we do have insurance. I need to know who I need to send that to. You? Okay. If you could just, I'm sure I have your email.
You probably do.
But if you could just send it to me one more time, so I don't forget it.
What's yours, just in case I don't have it?
Just the Baltimore Festival at yahoo.com.
Baltimore Festival, what?
Right here on top.
Oh, okay.
You just send me a little note there.
Okay.
And I'll get all those. And but I'll get that sent over to you then as soon as possible. And it is paid up to date. I think that's pretty much makes it work. Any questions? Late this year, sorry, I apologize. I guess pick it
I have a question, just like for next year, if you wanted to get a scene in for it, when would somebody have to do that?
So our festival ends in August. We take September off, give or take, and we're back on it right in October. So it's a year-long process.
Yeah,
I mean, we're always taking suggestions.
it's a good suggestion. Yeah, next year, make
Yeah,
the theme.
we've talked.
You talked about it. Okay, good,
Yeah,
good,
actually, we did.
good.
Right.
That's all I wanted to know. Yeah.
I'll put taking consideration for sure. We have a meeting coming up actually in maybe a week or so over at the park, so I can mention that one more time.
Yeah.
But yeah, once this is over with, we're jumping back on it. People don't understand the 3-day process is a year-long planning. Some of you've been there and know all about this. Only thing I have.
Okay. Shane, are you under any time crunch with regard to the village approving the pending resolution that's on for the first reading?
I'm just hoping it's before August the 1st. So no, I'm not under a time crunch, but if I could, I guess what's another date for next year? I know I comment on ball times.
Well, I thought about that. Well, last year I think you approached us in May,
Okay.
and then when I was getting ready for talking to Jeff about legislation, I was like, well, we need to do the Baltimore Festival resolution.
Took me a
So
little while to get my letter. But if you want it in May, I mean, I can do
that's
that.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just I just realized that we only got 3 meetings left.
I apologize. I'm a little late. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah. Try to avoid it. Okay.
I think that's all I have. For you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'll sit down for a few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and vote, sorry. Thank you. Appreciate it. No, you're fine, you're fine, thank you. No, you're good, you're good. I can hobble over here, I've been hobbling for 2 days now. What's one more? No, that's fine, thank you.
You got that door, but.
You want one now?
Well,
Well, I'm a dead chicken, I swear to God. Good enough to do. I'm not gonna lie, out of the road. I went to turn and get rid of it, and my leg rolled, and I rolled into the ditch.
have you known our officer that had a bathtub fall on the street?
That's a story.
It's like, oh,
Okay, make up the difference.
yeah. So
They started with making it good.
I tried. It was an honest truth.
You were honest with
I was honest. I was honest.
Tell the truth.
Was I trying to jump a hurdle? A high, it's a low hurdle.
Only guy breaking into your house.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I tweaked it over the weekend, of course.
Like any other visitors like to speak?
That was it on the list.
Okay. All right, so now we're going into
Administration reports.
A couple things. There is, we talked about the truck that was sitting at the wastewater plant that we never used. It had the equity in it. I spoke to Colin. They found us another truck. After we trade the truck that we never used in, we were buying a truck that can be used. And instead of having 28,924, about $1,000 for the debt, it's going to pay that off. And the balance that we'll owe on the new truck will be $3,279.30. So I think that's a no-brainer, but at least in bringing it to you guys, so you know. And I think we're going to forge, as long as you're all okay with that, we're going to forge ahead to wipe that debt off.
Council will have to pass a motion on that.
Okay, so can I get a
So
motion?
Corey makes a motion that we trade in the unused service vehicle and trade it in on a smaller, more appropriate pickup truck.
Oh, no. I can only write, I didn't take shorthand.
You should have.
I know, I need a stenographer in here.
I'm
Okay,
sure it's online.
and purchase for what?
We're purchasing a smaller truck, a 3/4 ton.
Okay.
Ford F-250.
Yes.
Okay, and McCurry seconded that?
No.
Oh, who seconded that?
Cosgrave.
Cosgrave? Okay.
As far as the roll call, I'm sorry.
Well, discussion?
Is there discussion on that?
When is this gonna take place? Cause I'm getting invoices from the bank right now to pay.
Tomorrow or Wednesday.
Okay,
I was gonna talk to you about it tomorrow, but the truck's up there. I was gonna go up there. I was gonna take Tim with me, and Tim was gonna, we're gonna check. Cause I looked at the truck that we're buying, good truck. We're not buying it from me. We're buying it from a different dealership. But anyways, it's a good truck. It's a good deal. I looked it out. It's a truck that they can use. That's not gonna sit there.
well, I understand that, but
Yeah.
I just know I got 2 invoices today for the snow plow. And in fact, I think I got the one for the utility truck.
Oh, to pay.
To make the payment, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay. Roll call.
Foreman,
Yes.
Reedy, or Cosgrave, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Reedy.
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Schaffner,
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Okay, the only, I had a couple other things, that I think we went over in service, which was, just a report on the pool, that it's going well. There's, at the end of the meeting, we'll have another discussion. I think we'll go in executive discussion about the administrator situation. And, really, that's all I have. I've been fortunate enough to have Brett, Missy, and the rest of them help me with the code enforcement and everything else. And just so you know, I really appreciate everything you guys have done to do that. But that's really all I have. Fiscal officer.
I really don't have anything, but Jeff, out of service, I'll be getting with you. They want to appropriate $100,000 in the sewer fund. I'll have to get you the exact information so they can start working on the EQ basin.
Yeah.
Well, it's appropriation, so
Yes, it'll go into effect.
it goes into effect right away.
Adoption.
Okay,
So that came out of service, so I'll be getting with you on that for the next
For
council
the
meeting.
next meeting.
For the next meeting. I guess that's all I have.
okay. And then the next would be the solicitor.
3 new pieces of legislation. One is that the resolution that Shane was here on, and that's to approve a special use agreement with the Baltimore Festival folks. That does not need to be adopted tonight. It can go to a second, probably a third reading, but it's fine to have a first reading only on that this evening. Second resolution is the standard services resolution for the Keller family tract. No, I'm sorry. This would be for the parcel east of the village that is will soon be in the process of being annexed into the village. Sorry about that. The Keller tract is 83 point something acres. This is 99.5 acres. First reading only tonight on that. It does not need to, it doesn't require any emergency passage. And then the third resolution on for first reading this evening is a resolution to select Mayor Jason Henderson of the Village of Pleasantville as the county's 911 program review committee. There's apparently a program review committee that with 911, Mayor Henderson has been petitioning a lot of villages in the county. He wants to serve on that committee. So procedurally, the villages have to pass a resolution saying, yes, we don't have any objection to you serving on that committee. I was not requested to add any emergency language to that. I'm not aware of any deadlines.
I don't know.
So I would say that can go on for a second reading also. And the only other thing I do want to mention, and this is with regard to the Keller family annexation, which is north of the village at 158 and Pickle Church Road. That annexation petition has been submitted to the county commissioner's office, and as a matter of procedure, they will send it on to the engineer and ask for their input on whether there are any issues with regard to anything, road maintenance, that sort of thing. And the only comment was, and it's a short paragraph, I don't see it as being an issue, but I need to bring it to council's attention. And this is from the engineer's office to the county commissioners, and it reads as follows. Since Baltimore does their own house numbering, is there an agreement that can be made to make sure that they, meaning the village, follows the county house numbering system? Since the existing homes outside this area and adjacent to it are addressed in our system. If the village follows their own system, it will be difficult for 911 services to find the house. And we don't feel that the existing homes should have to change their addresses. It appears the house numbering along 158 north of the cemetery has followed our system, regardless of whether it's in the village or not. I just believe this should be set forth in an agreement in order to cover the State Route 158 and Pickle Church Road areas, which makes sense. So I would just ask for a motion from council to authorize me to put together an agreement to submit to the commissioners resolving this issue. So
I'm kind of affected by that. I would like to understand that a little better, because that's one thing. When I annexed into the village, I did it under the assumption that my address would become Main Street.
okay.
And it never has. And when you're talking about a business that's also running other businesses and doing large volumes of mail, and now the post office won't put mail that isn't properly addressed in your mailbox anymore, even if they know who it's to. If it isn't marked your PO box, they won't put your street address in your PO box anymore. And if your street address is wrong, such as we moved next door, and so a lot of people don't have our proper street number, they won't put that in our mailbox anymore. And so this house numbering thing, I guess I'm not understanding exactly how that will shake out or how that will affect me. And I'd like to understand that before I can say, yeah, we should do that. Because I believe that would end up with a Main Street address. As of now, I have never gotten what I would consider a Main Street address, even though I'm in the village board.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like it's a separate issue, though, your address with the business.
Right, but it sounds like they're trying to address the future addresses at the same time, because they're annexing what will those addresses be. And it sounds like they're wanting to stay with the county addresses instead of being brought into the village. Whereas if you're a business and you are out that way, you'd rather have a Main Street address than a Electric Road address for a myriad of reasons, not the least of which is it's a very long name.
put on every address you do.
But it does say north of the cemetery, obviously, which impacted you,
Yeah,
is now according to the
Everyone out there.
county. So,
Well, I can find more information.
Before I can know where I stand on that, I would need to understand exactly what you need.
So you were saying that you would prefer to have Main Street.
Oh,
Baltimore.
absolutely.
Okay. And if you're in.
If you had a hardware store, wouldn't you rather be on Main Street than like?
Well, yeah. But again, if you're right next to the Baltimore, why isn't it Main Street?
And that's the part I don't understand, how that would ever have got changed, or how you need to go about changing that, or why didn't you change it automatically?
Aren't they only talking about the house, the numbers, not those streets?
Let me just say.
Well,
When they talk about house numbering system, I think they mean the numbers, like if the number up there.
So, yeah,
It would be an
the last one
8,000 block of
Right, so
North
you're
Main
in the
Street, not
900s.
the 600.
Yeah, your 900s on North Main Street right now, and when you jump to me, I'm 8865.
Well, here's what I can do. I can get more information on this. I just got this late Friday afternoon.
Yeah, when you're driving up the road, counting up street numbers, figure out where you're going, and you jump from 900 to 8865, that's kind of a big deal. You know, when it comes to farming. So I guess I'd just like clarity on where we're headed.
I'll dig into it more.
Okay.
See what I can find out. Ignore the request for a motion to see. So, okay.
Jeff, we put something on your, right in front of your papers, the request from that person who wanted to do, I didn't know if you wanted that.
No, I'll take it. Because I haven't had a chance to research that.
Okay.
The gentleman that wants to use the village
Logo, yeah.
I'll have to do more research.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, let's go to village council reports, finance.
Mr. Mayor, we did not have a meeting tonight. Our next meeting is going to be July 8th at 6 p.m.
Service.
Service met this evening. And we had a couple of visitors, Mr. Gordon and Mrs. Walton, on the sidewalk petition for Gordon Street. And we'll need to check into that, see if we can't get the grant amended. And also we wanted to bring appropriations for the EQ basin to council.
Safety met, sir, and we talked about some parking issues that we talked about in other meetings. We'll be looking at those issues.
And rules.
The rules that I meet tonight, they'll meet again in July 8th. But I would just throw out a reminder to the committee when we be discussing any changes that we have to make to the
Rules of council.
rules council.
All right, moving on to the police department. I have nothing to add. Chief, you all take some more work. Basil Joint Fire Department.
We met at Station 610 on Thursday, and they're getting a new side by four-wheeler type thing. And from a donation. And the next scheduled meeting is Thursday, July 6 o'clock, 6:10.
Okay. All right. Next is planning and zoning commissions.
That's you.
So we met the other night. There wasn't a whole lot going on about things inside the village. However, there is a meeting this Wednesday with the developer that wants to develop to the north of town. It'll be a public meeting at 6 o'clock. And if people that want information or have questions or concerns are welcome to come to that.
And we posted
Will
that.
that be video?
I don't think so, because it's not our meeting.
It's not our meeting.
It's their meeting. It's not like a.
It's like when the county commissioners came in
It's like when the county
October.
commissioners came, it's the same thing. But they will be here. I'll be there, but I'm not. It's not like I'm just going to listen to what they have to say, just like everyone else.
It's been posted. It's on our website too. So.
And they did a public announcement of it too as well. Next is tree commission, which is Steve. And he is working on, because he got that grant money, to find some things, to do some replacement trees and what they were gonna replace them with as well.
I think right now they're taking proposals.
Yes.
If I remember correct, to take an inventory. Yeah, I think.
Record position.
That's kind of both of us here.
Okay.
We just need to meet.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
It might be 5 minutes. Yeah. We just need to come up with a date and
I'm
set
gonna
up.
send out an email to everybody on the committee and ask for some dates.
Okay.
That's a good idea. And the Bicentennial Commission?
Well, we are currently pretty much on hold.
Yeah, we're working with some donors, and hopefully some big donors. I think I'll have a better idea of that at the next meeting, at least a couple of them anyways.
So I guess my question is then, as far as the council itself, I would hold off on.
Well, here's what I would tell you on that. That's a good question. I feel like with the 3 people that we're talking to, we see where we end up with them, and then we come back. And that's a good question.
I would just say one thing. I just try to add up. If you took Bicentennial Park out of it altogether, we didn't do anything, we would need to do everything else that we wanted to do 6,000.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's not very much.
As a council member, I'm in support of contributing to some degree.
Right.
In terms of supporting the bicentennial efforts and the celebration. I think that we have to discuss what that would look like, what that would be. And I think I just didn't feel comfortable when I received a list of items that were needed, but I didn't feel like it was really a budget yet because there wasn't any clarity in terms of where other funding is coming from.
Right. Well, because it's not known. That's part of the problem. I feel like once we talk to the other 3 donors that I'm talking to right now, and they can give me accurate figures of what they're going to donate, I think then the Bicentennial Commission could come back and say, hey, got this much money, this is what we want to do, can you help us with this?
Because we still got our budget for here because we got the fund. I mean, we've gotten a few donations we're holding,
right.
But we just don't have any budget yet, so I can't really spend any money. So I need something in our budget to reimburse, like Ms. Schaffner over there, who's going to probably using her credit card to purchase calendars, I believe. So we got to come up with something here.
Here's what I'll tell you. I feel like in the next 2 weeks, I'm meeting with at least 2 and actually I should have an idea on one of the other donors Wednesday, but 2 of the people that I'm talking to, I feel like I'll have actual number because I know everybody wants a budget, right? So I see what's going to be given to us first. And what they have.
Let me ask you, because now you're making me sweat. So July 1st, I'm going to have the credit card expense. So
Okay.
you're saying until we know all that I can't do it first?
Yes, because I don't have any money appropriated to reimburse you right now.
How about the money that we have in the account?
Right now we have in the.
Well, I mean, okay, so Park National is ready
Okay.
with the check.
Okay.
They want for the ceremony.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that as soon as we can. Now, so hopefully we get that money in, and that would cover the count.
That'll cover the county, but I still have to put in, well, then I'll get with Jeff and how much is that going to be?
20, the chef park or
Yeah.
the calendars are 2,200.
Okay.
The donation is 2,500 from Park National.
Okay. I'll have.
So right now, that'd be the only thing in the budget until we redo the budget.
Okay, we'll have to redo the budget. Well, I can get with Jeff to increase. So it's gonna be 2 full. At the next council meeting, I'll have a budget in place for the commission so I can reimburse you for that. Okay.
Yes.
No, you're gonna have a booth set up at this year's festival.
Well, I mean, okay, so Park National is ready. Okay, so I'm gonna do that as soon as we can. Now, I do what festival?
This year's
Oh,
festival.
I think you said the Sears Festival.
This year's.
This year. I know, I know. Country boy.
Yeah, we talked about doing that, yes.
Okay.
And I feel like that will give us more credibility and some more publicity about it. Yeah, yes.
I'll come over and sit there one night.
And I think Melody was gonna, I don't know if Melody, Weaver is going to, I don't know if she's been doing the fire department this year or not.
She's been there.
But she was talking about having stuff there.
Okay. All right, so
Wait, I have another thing to say. I don't know when we're planning on the festivities for that, but even if we do have something at another time, I still think it needs to be important that it's our film festival says, hey, this is the year we're licensed.
I feel like that the festival should be revolved around the bicycle.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be.
Yes.
We have things for whatever you're gonna do, but yeah, I think they need to.
But will that be on that committee? I mean, I know that
It is
you
on that
talked to them.
committee.
Yeah, it'll be on them to decide that, yes.
Yeah.
I'll push it. All right, so I also, so we're good with the bicentennial commission? Okay, so, I need, planning and zoning approval, member approvals and BZA. So I'm not quite sure, because this is the first time I've ever done that. Because I have the names for both. I'm still short one person, on the BZA, because Mr. Looney's not gonna be able to do it. So we're talking to a couple residents to see if we can get somebody to volunteer to do this. But this is where I'm at, so do I just read the names, Brian?
I would, yeah, I would assume
I would
so.
do it separately, planning and zoning,
Okay.
and first, and then BCA. I would ask for a motion from council to approve the people that you've selected.
Okay. So on the planning and zoning, I need one of those people. My counterpart, Brady McCreary, is one of those people. Kim Mulder, Tammy Litz, and Holly Fackler would like to be a part of that as well. So,
I make a motion to accept that as not the BCA, but
the planning and zoning, yes. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we need a roll call on that as well?
Discussion.
A discussion? Thank you, Brian. There's no discussion. I'd like to go to a roll call.
Reedy,
yes.
Cosgray,
Yes.
McCreary,
Abstain.
Foreman.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Schaffner.
Yes.
And next on, this is the Board of Zoning Appeals, is the person that I'm still short somebody. Those names are as follows: Holly Factor, Kim Mulder, Tammy Litz, and
I say that.
okay, and Jake Huskins. And like I said, I'm still short somebody. Ken is trying to get somebody to help us out with that as well. Any discussion on that?
Well, we need a motion to accept
Or
that.
motion to accept that?
I don't know.
Give a second. Also, now can I get a roll call?
Discussion.
I'm sorry. First time I've ever done it. No discussion. Can I get a roll call?
Schaffner
Yes.
and Phillips.
Yes.
Foreman.
Yes.
Cosgray.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Reedy.
Yes.
So ordinances and resolutions.
Hold on. You said you wanted to go into executive session earlier.
At the end of the.
We need a motion for
Can I have a
that.
motion to go into executive
For personnel.
for personnel
Make a
matters
motion that we go into executive committee for personnel matters.
at the end of the meeting?
Yeah.
4 more seconds.
Reedy. Foreman.
So do I need discussion? Any discussion, anybody just, I'll be very quick, I promise.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Reedy
Yes.
and Foreman.
Yes.
Cosgray.
Yes.
McCreary.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Now ordinances.
So now we're going to, ordinances and resolutions. So I'm gonna read the
The number and title.
resolution 2418, the resolution granting special use agreement to the Baltimore Festival Committee for use of various village activities for the Baltimore Festival. Can I get a sponsor for that also?
No, Foreman. He's already the sponsor.
Yeah, this is an annual thing that we have to do to grant permission to the Baltimore Festival to use Johnson Park for the festival. And I'm certain that we discussed our, we can do this on 3 readings.
Okay. Resolution 2419, a resolution indicating what services that the village will provide, a tract totaling 99.5 acres upon annexation. The declaration, this is a declaration of emergency. We have a sponsor on that.
Foreman's.
Yes, sir.
And I believe, didn't we discuss that, this has emergency language, but only so it take effect right away?
That's correct.
So, yeah, this is a commitment to provide services for the tract of land east of town 256 that which is annex, for development, and we'll just be doing this on for 3 readings.
Okay. Okay, next one is, resolution 2420, resolution pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 12806A to select Mayor Jason Henderson of Pleasantville, Ohio to the County 911 Program Review Committee.
Foreman's also.
Needs to sponsor that.
All right. Yeah, I think so.
I didn't think.
Oh, no, that's Wade. Excuse me. That was Wade.
That's the,
Yeah.
Pleasantville Mayor to the 911.
Yes. Okay. Now we have a second reading. Ordinance 2413, an ordinance authorizing the village mayor and fiscal officer to contract with Ford Motor Credit Company LLC for the financing of the purchase of the sponsor that to police interceptor vehicles for the police department and the declaration of an emergency. That's Mr. Cosgray is the sponsor on that.
Which one is it? 2024 what?
2413. And this is for, because we thought we were gonna have plenty of time to do this when we ordered the covers, because we thought it was gonna be next year. As it turns out, the automaker is getting it done a little quicker than we thought. Okay. Also, second reading.
Oh, is this going for a 3rd reading or are you passing?
Yeah, it's going on to, we need it. Right.
That don't give
We
us.
had time for 3 readings on this.
I think so, because you don't need to, we won't need to, excuse me.
You got the paperwork there with it?
The first payment is not until delivery. The only thing that we need to
We had
probably look at is the fact of entering into the financing agreement
by a certain date. It was that week, I think.
was where we probably should move
What's
forward.
it say in the resolution? No. Oh, it doesn't have a date?
No, and the ordinance itself.
Because that time, remember, we didn't have the many times.
The paperwork with that? Because I was thinking it had to be done by
What was it, the 13th?
the 12th or 13th, I thought.
Which we could do.
We can start, our next meeting is the 8th.
Yeah. So we'll get that
Okay.
date figured out. And then we'll go up to that.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, for the record, the 2420 Foreman is a sponsor. I looked up the notes. Just FYI.
Okay. So the next ordinance is 2415, an ordinance amending part 4, title 6, the Baltimore codified ordinance, traffic code, operation and vehicles, to authorize the operation of low-speed vehicles, utility vehicles, mini trucks on the village streets and highways. Mr. Foreman is the sponsor of that.
Okay, we've had some discussion on this, and
the purpose of this is really bring clarity to what is and is not allowed, so that the police can enforce these ordinances. The state of Ohio's kind of made it so they're not technically allowed anywhere, but we are allowed to allow it inside the municipality. So our police department just really wants to know, what are we gonna allow and what are we not going to allow? And this ordinance clarifies that. It allows low-speed golf carts and utility vehicles, which are side by side with a bed. It does not allow for ATVs. It does not allow for four-seated like razors with no utility bed. It does allow for utility vehicles and golf carts. And I'm going to make a motion that we suspend the free reading rule and pass this by motion. That's for a second.
Discussion?
I do not want them on 56 and 158.
Also,
They can cross over. I don't want them.
You're talking about either, both?
I don't want them on 158. It is too dangerous. I've been on mine, and you will get run over.
Because as we discussed, it's virtually impossible to even operate in those Baltimore. and get
Sure,
where
you
need
can
to go
cross them. I mean, it
without-
might take you a couple blocks to get back where you want it, but
You know, if you're going somewhere on the state routes, you usually can't. Yeah.
What is the rule for the state highway patrol on that? As far as the golf cart being on state route?
Well, state route, they don't have any, it's nothing, if a municipality passes an ordinance for that, they are not allowed to pass one on, for a road on anything higher than 35 miles. So,
Which again, this is the entire.
yeah, so they're,
so we can't eliminate those two.
well, you
highways.
can, if you do nothing, you'll never be on the road
No,
again.
I understand that.
That's what, yeah.
No, I understand that. If we don't do anything, they are not allowed, period. But if we pass this ordinance that we have right now, is there a way for us to eliminate them being on 256?
You have to change your ordinance. Probably. This, right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to change the ordinance.
You'd have to make a motion and get it passed to amend the ordinance to provide for that kind of language.
Okay, my motion is that we pass it as written, and I believe Cubs has seconded it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would like to take a vote on it as it is, and if it doesn't pass, we can revisit what it takes to pass.
Well, your motion was
Just to suspend it.
Suspend thoughts on this ordinance. My reason for suspending the free reading rule is because of the season.
Yeah.
And first, literally, people use them from April through October, and we'll have no clarity the rest of this season if we don't just go ahead and make up our mind and pass it or don't pass it. If we don't pass it, they're not allowed to.
we can always come back and amend it, right, Jeff?
Absolutely.
So if we pass it. So,
Yeah, this is just to suspend the three reading rules, not
That's all we're
a
saying.
motion to adopt it. It's just to suspend the three reading rules so that it goes into effect as an emergency if it's adopted.
so now do we go to the vote?
Yes. If council.
On suspending the three reading rules.
Foreman,
Yes.
Cosgray,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Reedy,
No.
Schaffner. Did you say no?
So there's no suspension of the three reading rules, so it's a second reading only.
All right, so we move on to the next ordinance. I guess I need to go back to that and ask what that means. So does that mean?
That means it's on the free reading.
That's all.
It means it'll go on for a third reading. which would be-
Everybody can come back and discuss it again next meeting, because we can't pass it tonight. It has to have more public opinion on it. And at the third reading, we either adopt it or we don't.
And that would be on July.
That gives us time to amend it or
Amend it.
yeah, or amend it, yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's.
There'll be public at the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the end, yep. So,
And I just want to point out as a follow-up to what Rick indicated. as it stands, those vehicles are not permitted in the village. So this legislation was brought to the attention of the village for the council to decide whether to allow them or not, because as of right now, they're not allowed. So if council approves this ordinance as written or something similar to it, then those vehicles, certain vehicles would be allowed. And there's certain regulations, they have to have them inspected, that sort of thing, if the ordinance passes. If it doesn't pass, they're still prohibited as it currently stands. So, because the village is required to pass an ordinance to allow them. So,
The ordinance now is that they're not allowed.
right.
No, it's just ORC says no.
Yeah, we don't have provision allowing that.
So,
Which is why we did this.
Yes, exactly.
I'm pointing that out.
So if I wanted to amend it, when and where do I do that?
You can do that any time. You can do it at the next council meeting. So,
I would
it
like,
has to go to a third.
oh, this one is.
This one's going to go the way it's written.
Okay.
Any other discussion on this?
I just want to discuss it.
Okay, so let's go to ordinance 2416, which is sponsored Mr. Calfrey. An ordinance to amend the 2024 appropriations ordinance.
Yeah, we just need to move some money around. Right?
No, we're establishing a budget for the grant that the tree commission got.
Oh, okay.
And it can, since they're still in the proposal stage, it can go for a third reading.
And as of tonight, we do not have a third reading, and we have no tabled ordinances. Old business.
Old business is the minutes.
Okay.
What I would suggest delaying that until after the visitors' final comments, so they don't
Okay.
have to hang around.
Okay.
What about after executive or before?
Yeah, right before.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, and new business. So we know that we have to discuss the sidewalk issue. I don't think it's an issue that's going to be decided tonight, because I think I could decide, but the rest of you have to. It's not going to be up to me. And you're going to have to ponder this. We heard what the residents say. They don't want it. Really, obviously they don't want it. We don't have to. I think we'll have to get some clarification to make sure. I'm sure that she was given good information, but I'm sure we'll have to clarify all that information. So as far as the sidewalks go, I would say on the next, our next meeting, we'll be able to talk about in more depth.
Probably the next service meeting.
Nervous system, so, yes. Is there any other new business? Any of you would like
Can we
to discuss?
find that, can somebody be able to find that ordinance that we?
It requires new construction to build the
We
sidewalk.
will, I will.
I think we have, it's not even new construction, as I recall, any property that hooks up to another property with a sidewalk.
If it's a north, it should have been codified. It's been codified.
We'll have the-
So
Okay,
it's somewhere in the codified ordinances.
We'll find that so we can better look at that.
Can you email that?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Is there any other new business? No. So would any of the visitors like to revisit their?
I need some clarification on what you're saying, because 5 years ago, I bought my golf cart, took it down here in Chief Tessie. He inspected it. Street legal, lights, siren, windshield, horn, rearview mirror. Now, I went to state patrolman, and the state patrolman said the same thing as Mike Tessie told me. I can ride it on the highway, but not the interstate. It's just like a piece of farm equipment. But my golf cart only goes 25 miles an hour. I put a sign on the back too for my protection. So if somebody would come up behind me, going down 256 or 188 or whatever, and smacking me. Now, I don't go down the road like an automobile. I'm off the side of the road, which that's what you do with a piece of farm equipment if you're smart. But I don't understand why you're saying it's not allowed. Maybe it wasn't adopted that many years ago, and now you're changing it.
We're not changing
Or you're
it.
adopting.
Yeah, they're.
ORC changed.
Yeah.
The state changed. Ohio State did that.
Yeah, we didn't.
Just recently, you're saying?
Within the last 5 years, they have changed.
Because I know mine's legal.
Mine was too.
And just like taking a gator down the road, if you use a farm use and you got a sign on it, there ain't what you're gonna do about it.
That's an exception.
I'll use mine for the farm too. Mine's got a thing on the back, just like in the village when we had a festival. I've used mine 5 years in a row now. Put up all your signs out here, no parking, from 2 days before the festival and 2 days after the festival. So if it's not allowed in the village, then it's gonna be a problem with going up and down 188 and 256, doing our job we're supposed to do. I mean, I don't wanna be numbered out as the only one, but I'm just saying, we use it like a utility vehicle.
I guess it's not like anybody's ever pulled you over either, have they? So
Well, I just went down 158, maybe 4 nights ago. State Patrol was right behind me. He went around me and just waited because they know my car.
I'm saying in the village, nobody's.
Oh, no, nobody's ever had,
So I mean, until we get this, and the state changed it, it wasn't, we're just now addressing.
I don't think it should be on the sidewalk. Because if they're licensed for the road, that's my opinion. As long as it's off the side of the road. Because, it's dangerous being in that.
And I've been pulled over on the gator at 35 miles.
In the village?
By the state.
Okay.
Mine won't go that fast. Mine only goes 25. That's
Nobody's been pulled over is not accurate.
Other people have to.
And approximately your parades and stuff in town. If you're gonna do away with them, we won't get in the parade either.
Right, no.
It's not us.
It's not us.
It's smart. Yeah, but you can adopt them like the other villages.
Well, that's what we're working on.
There you go. That was my answer I wanted right there.
We are trying to come up with a policy
Right.
that's gonna provide a safe,
There you go. That's much, the answer I was trying to.
And once we come out that, then it'll be done.
Yeah, that's fine.
safest can be.
I'm at the other end. I just bought a gator. I have
Golf cart.
golf. And it's sitting in the garage. I can't drive it because chief and whatever. She said we can't.
Well, he's waiting to see what we come up with on this. I mean,
Correct.
and we're gonna get this figured out and just because we want to make everything legal. I mean, right now, if something happened.
Well, everybody else has got one. Everybody can drive. And I can't, I just bought it. Can you tell me the street legal or not? Come on, people.
Just be aware that if we do nothing,
Bring it up.
be aware if we do nothing, they're illegal,
Nobody
period.
can drive.
Just like the state law.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to do is make it.
You're trying to adopt something.
Yeah, so you can use it. Yes, and that's all we're trying to do. is make it.
And this
Hadn't changed yet.
this revised code provision that
There's no ordinance.
that went into
It's a
effect
state
in
law.
January of 2000.
We're trying to make an ordinance so it's
So
legal.
7 years, a little over 7 years ago is when that went into effect. So
How many years ago?
7.
So when they told you 5 years ago that it was legal, they were wrong.
They were-
unless it was been longer than 5 years.
We're just getting caught.
And that's all we're doing is just getting caught up and we'll figure it out. And we want to make people happy. We're not.
It's not happening. It's just like use it as a piece of art. I mean,
Part of my reasoning is a lot of people drive a blacklist business.
well, they just do. You know what I do.
That's where the state law thing is a
They're
problem.
getting the size of a golf cart. They're no different. I mean, that's my opinion.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's all good. I just want to get a clarification on where you're at on how you stand on it. So, thank you very much.
And we will, it'll be, and we know there's, the season's ending, so we're trying to get,
Oh, yeah.
we're trying to get this fast as we can.
Yeah, I wanted it done tonight.
Well,
Sorry.
I don't use it much in the winter time. It's too cold, but I really, in the fall, it's ready for the festival. So.
All right. Anybody else have any questions or concerns? Yes.
I just want to appreciate you guys listening to us here on Gordon Avenue. I hope that you guys take into consideration what the residents in that area want. I mean, I think the money can go somewhere else. It can be, I was told it could be amended and not affect anybody, anything else that you wanted on that street. It can be done. So it's just a very easy process, I was told. We just put an amendment with those sidewalks, we really appreciate it.
Can I say one more thing about?
No.
This is about the sidewalk. This is about the sidewalk. Like I said, I've been doing this for 50 years. And when you run down a sidewalk and you see a stump sitting there and you pour concrete around the stump and the sidewalk is this wide and a guy in a wheelchair can't get down through there without falling off the sidewalk. Now somebody had, you know what, I've been had fired. There's no sense in that. A sidewalk is the same width. You can make them as wide as you want to make them. But don't do that to people. Now I can take you and show you how it worked out, and I've been in that long.
Been there since January.
Probably, I mean, yes.
I didn't say the village, now did I? But anyway, don't put sidewalks in our lives. But anyways, I just wanted to add to that. I just appreciate if you maybe address that. And I feel sorry for the guy in the wheelchair, but you know what am I going to do?
Anybody else? Any other visitors? Okay, last call. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
I don't know how to describe who he is.
Bye, Jim. Have a good day. Timmy. Thank you.
It's a slow descent.
It's 7 a.m.
What's that doing?
There was a good reason for him.
I'm gonna get my.
You know what,
I'm gonna give you this one, and you should keep the original.
Okay.
Who does this need to go to?
The mayor has the other one. And this guy has an update.
Okay, updated copy.
Yeah. That's the updated.
20 years. You guys are welcome. It's 20 years.
See you, bud. See ya.
You betcha.
Anybody else? I'll make everybody, you can go out this hallway. Okay.
Okay. What do we have to do?
Huh?
We off the record?
Not yet. We have to, are we doing the minutes after?
Yeah, we're doing
So
executive.
we're
Yes.
gonna do executive session. So
I told her.
is 8:05. Hold on. Exec. Had to shut down. Stop recording and stop the video. There,
We're good?
we're good.
Okay. So the first thing I want to do is, we need to talk about these minutes. We're gonna pass them, we're not gonna pass them.
We can't do that in executive session.
I think it's just for
Just for my personnel, all right, so my personnel issue. And some of you are gonna agree with this, some of you are not, but I'm doing this tonight.
Start recording. And we're back live.
We're back live. Okay, so I need a motion to vote.
So you're making the nomination.
I'm making the nomination of Matt Answer to be the village administrator.
Before we make a motion, we approve that nomination.
I second it.
Discussion.
Two. I would indicate the salary too.
At $75,000.
And-
As mentioned by the mayor.
Matt, what's his last name?
I don't.
NIHISER.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I need to pronounce it every time I met you.
Okay, and then who seconded it, Reedy?
I did.
Okay, now we need a vote.
Discussion.
Sorry.
And that's for the position of village
Village administrator, yes, sir.
When do you start? Or have you-
Well, he's gonna give, I haven't said anything to him, probably in 2 weeks. Ideally, I'd have him come in and 2 weeks and start doing a few things.
Have you, I just out of curiosity, have you had any discussion?
That is why we don't go to
about
Jobs
Yeah.
Indeed. FYI in the future. Okay. I guess we're ready for a roll call.
Yes.
Okay. Foreman,
Yes.
Reedy,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Cosgray,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so now,
Someone makes a motion that we approve the April 8th council minutes as currently written. I'll say second.
discussion there. I get a roll call.
This is the April 8th minutes. Foreman,
Yes.
Cosgray,
Yes.
McCreary,
I have reviewed the minutes and yes.
Reedy.
Abstain.
Yeah, that's okay. Phillips,
Sure.
Schaffner.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Someone makes a motion that we approve the April 22nd council minutes as currently written.
second one.
The second is in the bill.
Yes.
No second on that? Okay,
Just,
go ahead.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you do.
It was on there. I just found it. I know, yes, ma'am. Yes, I was there. Okay, I'll see.
Any discussion on that? Can we do a roll call?
Foreman,
Yes.
Schaffner,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Cosgray,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Reedy.
Abstain.
You weren't there for that meeting?
You were there.
I was here for the meeting, but I wasn't here for the discussion.
Okay.
And Foreman makes a motion, we approve the June 10th council meeting minutes as written.
Can we get a second? Any discussion on that?
Were you there? Attending that meeting was Wade Cosgray, Rick Foreman, Brandon Curry, Garfield, Durr, Louis, and.
This is the last council meeting, 2 weeks ago.
Can we get a vote?
Yes, Foreman,
Yes.
Cosgray,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
McCreary,
Yes.
Reedy,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Foreman makes a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Can we get a vote on that?
Did Phillips second that one?
I did.
Okay. I thought I did. I was just making sure.
Want me to do it again?
So,
Brett, can you stay around for 5 minutes?
Jeff, stick around real quick.
Sure.